Boom.
I think it's that ability to see that as well, isn't it? It's not going anywhere.
And luckily for me, it's paying off.
Yeah.
So taking that jump was the right thing for me.
Brilliant.
And I love what I do. So if you love what you do, you enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, it comes across definitely. So if you tell us a bit about, like, you know, what would you say is your favourite bit? You know, is it working with the client for the first time? Is it helping them to understand things? Is it when they get the results? Is it a combination of all three?
I would say it's a combination of all three, but I'd also say it's almost that penny drop moment.
Yeah.
Where you'll get a phone call from a client or a text from a client or whatever, and they go, oh, this is working. This all makes sense now.
Yeah.
So all this stuff you talked about, it does make sense, and I can see that it's working.
Yeah.
Like, brilliant. That's great.
Because I think there's a tendency, isn't there, to kind of talk about it beforehand, but it's like, say, doing it and looking back on it.
I would say a lot of business owners and business leaders' fears around social media is because they've not tried it. They don't know if it is going to work. So sometimes when I'm talking to people and they're like, oh, like, I don't know if it's going to work, and then I think it's the relief thing as well from their point of view, like, oh, good, that worked.
Yeah.
Brilliant, that worked. And I think that for me is something that gives me a bit of a kick. Like, definitely. I told you so.
Yeah.
I told you it'd work.
Well, it's almost like personal training, isn't it? You know, they turn up and they're a bit shy and they're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to get me fitter.
Yeah, and they
3
come
months
back
later,
and they're aching.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really sore. But then in 6 months, and they're doing
the results,
and they're smashing 5K. They're smashing all their personal bests, and they turn around and say, thanks for that.
Yeah.
And you go, no worries.
Yeah. It's exciting though, isn't it? And that's the thing. This is, I'd say, for somebody who's watching this, kind of going, yeah, but what if it doesn't work? I'd say look at the trends. Look at this phone and how influential it is. The fact we can film this show now, people can watch it the same day.
Yep.
You know, the trends are going to carry on that way.
Yep.
You know, the technology will change, but it's not going anywhere.
No.
So it's like, kind of like, there is a moment where you have to kind of say, I need to kind of get on board with this thing. It may not be, you don't have to do videos necessarily. It might be blogging or it might be, you know, different things. But it's not going anywhere, is it?
Yeah.
The internet isn't going to disappear tomorrow.
Hopefully not. Else I'll be out of a job.
Yeah. We do no more shows.
Yeah.
So let's just think for a second about the opposite. Let's be dead honest, because I went to a recent event in Lancashire and it was a growth hub thing done by Boost Business Lancashire, and you know, they exist to support businesses, and there's some brilliant characters, and one of the things that I really personally found interesting was they said, right, come on, yeah, it's all good, tell us about your failures, tell us about that time when it went wrong, tell us what you learned from that. So, you know, without getting too personal, I bet there's moments where you've done something and you go, I should have done that, I didn't do that. You know, it might be on social media, it might be on a campaign, you know, it might be just something. Like for me personally, I know on Instagram, I've been learning a lot about Instagram recently, about tagging and about even just little things like putting your location so that somebody sees it more.
Ooh.
You know, so...
That's a good question.
All right, well, let's break it down. In your business social media, yeah, with Smith Media, something you're thinking, right, we now do this, but we didn't do it from the start. It wasn't always like that.
Something, well, actually, it's actually the other way around. It's something that we did.
Okay.
That we shouldn't have. So
right.
when we first set up as Smith Media, we'd set up as a full digital agency.
So like you offer everything.
So we go to a client and say, oh, right, we can do the whole shebang for you.
Website, SEO,
the whole thing.
Social media, pictures.
Can do it, can smash it out for you, no problem at all. But that wasn't our field.
Yeah.
Web design isn't our field. SEO isn't our field. Social media is our field.
Definitely.
So when I'd have clients asking me questions about it, I'd be like, I'd know, but like it'd either be I'd have to sort of scramble around in my head and pluck out the information, or I'd be like, let me get my web guys on that and I get back to you.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that.
No.
I didn't like because
you don't feel like you're really helping them as best as you can.
Nope.
I know for a fact that I definitely know that feeling. It's when you're in a situation you're like, look, I want to help. I've got these skills. It is valuable, but this particular way, it's not getting the best out of both of us, is it?
Yeah.
You're better to focus on this aspect. Like say, like social media. So did you figure that out quite quickly?
No.
Take a while.
No, it did. It took me maybe like 6 or 7 months to figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only just coming up to 1 year now, but still, that's still quite a long time. So I met this guy called Steve Logan.
Oh yeah.
And
I know Steve. Wears his waistcoat.
Yeah, there's one of the waistcoat.
If he's watching, Steve.
I was speaking to Steve about this full digital marketing agency, and they were like, "Why?
Good
Like,
question.
is that
Good
what you
question.
do though?" I said, "Well, yeah, it's what we do." I said, "Yeah, but what are you good at?" So, well, social media. I said, "Well, just do that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, all right." And I just sort of just like left it to one side, and then it's clicked maybe within the last month.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just do social media. Like, I just do what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Because that's what you love and that's what you can help.
And that's
people
what,
with.
yeah. So instead of being like, so now, instead of thinking, oh, I need to get the quote for that web design, no, I don't think about that anymore. I'm just thinking about, right, I can do this, I can smash that out, I can do that. And then if somebody wants a web designing, I can direct them in into the right place.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, oh, so here's a client for web design. Is what they know, blah, 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 and I might sit in the meeting and we might work together as a group on a project, but it won't be me that does the website, and it's not me who takes credit for it.
I think that's really important to be able to say that, because like I know with what I've been trying to do, talk about mindset and talking about the way you look at things, it'd be very easy to go, you know, I've worked as a personal trainer, so I'll train you as well, and I'll do this and I'll do that. But it's like you say, it's that ability to kind of go, right, I want to specialise in this, I'm interested in this whole area, but being humble enough to say, I could do that for you, this person will do a better job. I'd like to work on this. I think that takes humility to be able to say, at this stage, right now, or even like, I'm sure like you might at some point have a client or a situation, something could happen, and you don't take the contract. Because it's not the right time, or...
which I've done before. Do you
want to tell us a bit of... Obviously, you can't...
Well, you, for example. No, honestly.
Well, tell me about... So we met up, didn't we?
We met up, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then I originally come into it like, okay, how can I help this guy do better on social media and increase engagement, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, but he don't really need me. He doesn't. And I was just like, well, he's got all the content himself and he can do it. He can do it himself. So the best thing I can do is just sort of come along with you for the ride, and then that's where it come from, isn't it?
But it's true. We had a great conversation, and you were just giving me tips, and it was just those little things like you were saying. Like, it's sometimes great as well to have someone to bounce off. So we were talking about Gary Vee, talking about value, talking about content, giving it out for free, and sometimes just have another person to go, do it, man. Like you say, you know, just shut up and do it.
Shut up and do it.
And it was that ability to just be almost like a sounding board. To just say, yeah, go on, mate, go for it.
Yeah, man.
You know, so and like you say, here we are. So I think that's really, really good.
Exactly.
Because I think people get that.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, so for you, it's something like I'd be like, right, brilliant, you can do it. Like you don't need me. You don't need me to hold your hand. But then there's other guys who just don't understand, and they don't know how, and they don't have the skills to do so. So then I'd be like, okay, so this is what we need to do, this is why we're doing it, blah, 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 we can do this, we can do that, we can sort this out for you.
Yeah.
Let's do it,
which is great, which is what they want.
Yeah.
Because not everybody, I think that's the thing with social media. Saying social media is like saying media, or it's like saying fitness, or it's like saying TV. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And like you say, you might have a small, a 2-person band cleaning company in Chorley, and then you might have a accountancy firm from Preston that have been going for 20 years. And they'll have different budgets. Some people might want to get really involved, but some people might not. Yeah. And so is it for you the ability to think and pivot and kind of go, right, like you said right at the start, that's what they need. And we'll do it that way. They need something different. Yeah. And we'll do it that way.
Everyone needs something different.
So it's that flexibility to kind of make it kind of really bespoke, but it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. There's no one size fits all, especially on social media. Yeah. It's so versatile and there's so much competition out there. So for what you do and what I do, there's millions of other competitions that do what we do. Yeah,
but I think that the interesting thing, and I told her I'd give her a shout out. So hi Hebe, Hebe's watching this. So I was talking to a young accountant this morning at a networking event, and she's great on Instagram, and she actually shared a personal story, which was her boyfriend challenged her to get an extra 1,000 followers on Instagram because she loves it everywhere, and she got an extra 3,000 followers, which was impressive. But I was saying to her, I was saying you should do vlogging. Because again, after we were talking, I was thinking, I've always wanted to do it, and I just you gave me the nudge. And she said, well, I've set up the channel, I wouldn't know what to talk about. So straight away I talked about, well, the difference between content and documenting. Yeah. So you don't always need to produce rabbit out of the hat, sometimes you just want to document something. Yeah. And then I said, well, if you've got all these followers, and even 10% of them go from your Instagram to YouTube to watch, I said, I'll subscribe, so I've subscribed to it. and we help each other, and we were commenting on each other's videos and things like that. I think people, I've called it cross-pollination.
Mm.
You know, people don't really realise, like YouTube, for example, it's hard to grow YouTube.
Yeah.
But if you're promoting it on Instagram through the kind of the person you are and the brand you're putting out, people will click on it, won't they? They'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to just expand a bit on that? Like, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about how they all kind of work together. I think people can get it in isolation. They're like, right, Twitter, I get it, you know, current top trends, or Instagram, it's a bit more personal, or Facebook, you know. Would you be able to expand a bit on, like, how they all kind of work together?
All right, okay.
Some's greater than the parts, kind of thing.
Yeah, so so something that me and you spoke about was the different roles that platforms have, and how you can utilise them. So I would say think of an overall topic of what you're going to talk about, and then from that basis then sort of think, okay, this will work with the topic in mind. If I word it this way or format it this way, it'll work better on Instagram.
Yep.
If I talk about the same thing and put it on Facebook, it'll work this way, on YouTube this way, on Twitter this way. So you can have the same topic in mind, but if you tailor it to each network and each platform, yeah, you'll create this overall thing and it'll all tie together. And also if you can word it in different ways. So something we were speaking about with the YouTube video, difference between the YouTube video and the Facebook, is your YouTube will be like a longer video, and the LinkedIn, the super on LinkedIn, it'll be a longer video.
Yeah. And people will fine with that because that's what they're there for.
Yeah, but on Facebook, you want to do shorter ones. You'll want to do maybe 30-second burst videos. Definitely. And be like more like, oh, try this, or did you know if you do this will happen type thing.
Exactly.
And little short bursts, because people are a lot more. Their attention span's a lot lower on Facebook.
Yeah.
They just people switch off because there's so much going on. There's so much content out there.
It's like there's two things we said right at the start. It's like why are they watching it? Get in their heads.
Yeah.
I'm there to be entertained. I want to watch something that's short and impressive, and then think of the outcome for it. It's like I just want you to just like the video, just giving it you for free. Cause,
yeah.
You know,
and then so somebody who might find your content on Facebook and might find it useful, they'll go on and see Facebook and they'll become a fan of your Facebook, and they're like, oh, this guy's on YouTube. Want to know more about this guy?
It works.
So then they find you on YouTube, and then they watch a 15-20 minute video.
Yeah, I mean
and it all ties in.
That's so helpful because I know for a fact I've been doing that. So if anybody's watching this thinking like, would that actually work? I've been doing that for 2 weeks now since we had a meet.
Yeah.
And I found so much, because you get clarity of thought. You're thinking, so for example, I'm sure one of the things that makes you cringe, you see somebody's created something and it's the same across all platforms.
Yeah, it's copy and paste it.
Copy and paste it, do. So you've got like, you know, an Instagram thing,
Yeah,
full of filters,
yeah.
looks really personal, great for Snapchat, great for Instagram. You whack it on your LinkedIn and it's just cringe, isn't it?
Yeah, and it doesn't fit in the border.
No, even
like
those
that.
basics, it's like a heart, it's all been cropped off.
Yeah, and they've got the text cut off the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say that, you know, if people watching, they want not to do this, want to don't do this. So that's number one on the don't do list.
Yeah.
Don't be copy and pasted.
Face palm moment. Definitely.
But again, it's like we said before, you've put that out for yourself. As opposed to thinking this would be really helpful on this platform if I deliver it in this way. So I know, for example, inspired by you, I've started thinking of practical things, 30 seconds. So it was like thinking out the difference in your patience between like having an elastic band and a bucket. Or one's got a limited amount, one's more like flexible.
Yeah.
So that it's valuable, it's short, it's snappy, you can try something with it. But then you wouldn't talk about that for maybe like half an hour on YouTube unless it was something.
Yeah, because how much can you talk about that for?
Exactly, you go and be like, well, you can get a pink one.
Yeah.
Or you can wear it on your foot.
Yeah.
You know.
You can have a few and you can run it up your arm.